Hello and welcome once again. My name is Curtis Marshall. We're glad to have you and glad that you're watching this today because we've got some really exciting things that we're going to be sharing. I've got a good friend and also somebody who is brilliant. He's a ninja in the reviews category for dentists, and he's going to be sharing us a few things. But as always, this is sponsored by Dental Intel. Dental Intel is the #1 tool to increase performance and also profits within your practice, and we're really excited to have them be with us. So please feel free to check them out at www.dentalintel.com. But my guest that I have today is none other but Stuart Fraught. Stuart Fraught from Suite 300. How are you today, Stuart?
Doing good, Curtis. How are you, man?
Really well, thanks. You've been in the dental field now for a couple years. You tell us how you jumped in the dental field.
Yeah, so let's see. Out of college, went ahead and worked at Dentrix for several years. I was there for about 4 or 5 years, and then for several years had a dental web marketing company, and then the last couple of years have had started Suite 300, which is a review company that helps dentists get 300 reviews on different sites like Google and Yelp and all those different important review sites.
Yeah, as we talk with dentists nationwide, we notice that not only are reviews important for referrals, or excuse me, for new patients, getting new patients, but also it's really good to drown out or take care of those bad reviews out there too. It's becoming a real big issue for a lot of dentists. Tell us why 300? Why did you choose 300?
Yeah, good question. So as far as the 300 principle, Curtis, we're big believers that we want to help every single dental office we work with get up to 300 reviews online. I've worked with a lot of really high-end, prominent dental consultants through the last several years, and it's been really interesting because the common denominator that a lot of them found, the most profitable practices were the guys that had 300 plus testimonials. And so we thought, wow, that's a powerful, that's a powerful thing. Then we should help our clients also get 300 reviews so they could become more and more profitable. And also, it's just kind of these days, it's interesting because these review sites, they can be the ultimate tools or they can be our ultimate enemy. So, sooner or later, it's not a question of if, it's when, we're going to have a crazy patient jump online and say, a guy that didn't want to pay his bill or whatever the case may be. And, if we have 300 positive reviews spread across these different review sites, who cares if the inevitable guy goes on there and rants and raves because you have 300 other positive reviews. And what's interesting, these days as a dentist, we know how crucial these reviews are to our practice, but the tricky part is, how in the heck do you get your patients to go home and write a review? We've talked about this. Normally when you have a patient and you say, if you do have the awkward conversation of, hey, can you please go home and write me a review? They'll usually say, sure, doctor, happy to do it. And maybe with good intentions, we'll walk out the door and you'll never see a review from that person. They'll forget or whatever. So we've got some really cool tools that can help you guys basically get 300 reviews. We believe that if you facilitate the process of having the patient write a review while they're there in the office, then we can capture great reviews. And what's cool about our service is we actually take those reviews and we'll go ahead and post them in these different areas. So instead of asking patient Tom to go home and write a review, you say, hey, Tom, go ahead, fill this out. He writes a review, and then you just fax it to us, and we'll post it and take care of it.
Yeah, and I know you got a few ninja secrets on how to get those. I don't know if you necessarily want to share those today, but tell us real quick, when you get that information, I know a lot of our doctors, they understand the importance of the IP addresses and being able to not get flagged as far as sending out too many reviews or from one certain area. In fact, one of my doctors said, I can't have anybody do a review from my office anymore because they're using my wireless and it goes through my IP address and Google doesn't like that or whoever doesn't like that. So tell us, what is your ninja secret on how you overcome that?
Yeah, and you're exactly right. We have talked to a lot of doctors in the past with good intentions, wanting real reviews from real patients. So like you said, go ahead, set up an iPad or a laptop in the office and have them do the reviews right there. What happens is, kind of like you said, Google will notice, hey, these are all coming from Dr. So-and-so's office. These can't be real. We'll take them down. And so for us, how we help our dentists we work with, we have, since all we do is post reviews and we've got this great system, we've invested literally in a network of thousands of different IP addresses, different computers. So every time someone on our staff posts a review for one of our doctors, that review is never flagged or has any problems because it's literally coming from a different computer or IP address each time. And the strategies that we use to get reviews on Google are different than Yelp, and things are constantly changing. But that's a cool thing that we provide. We're the guys that are up on that every day. That's our life. We eat it, sleep it and breathe it. And so essentially, things, when they change, we're always switching and coming up with better and better ways to, bottom line, get 300 reviews, those 5-star ratings in every, relevant review site.
Yeah, I was impressed to hear in speaking with you in the past that you actually had a department that was researching. Is the reason why you have that department because it's always changing, or is there some other purpose?
Yeah, I mean, we all know how quick technology changes, and that's exactly right. We have a full department of guys they'll that's their 9-to-5 job, just keeping up to date on the best strategies, tools that we can give our doctors to get these 300 5-star reviews. Because I mean, for example, with Google, the strategies that we used just 90 days ago have now changed. They're always changing their systems, and there's always new different sites that become more and more relevant. For example, Angie's List, that's a new one that's really important. But things are always changing, and we're the guys that stay on top of it.
Awesome. What for anyone else what are some questions that you get, Stuart, when you go into an office? I know you go into multiple offices a day, but what questions do you get asked from doctors typically, or even the staff members?
Yeah. So, I mean, the first question, and frustration that most doctors have is, how the heck do I get my patients to go home and write a review, right? And then, the solution that we have, again, is our philosophy is if we make it super simple for the doctor to get, patients to write reviews while they're in the office, they'll be really successful. And we do have some tools and techniques that have worked very well. And look forward to talking with anyone who might be interested in finding out more on exactly how we can help them with that. Another question is, well, why couldn't I do that on my own? Why couldn't I just pay Barb, who sits at my front desk here, to post these reviews, which we kind of already went over. The IP address problem. Plus, as things are constantly changing, there's no way a Barb or someone else in the office could stay up to date on these different things and do it properly, post the reviews properly. So there's that. Also, I think a lot of doctors in the past are kind of just burnt out, and they've tried a few different things, and they might be, a little skeptical if it will actually work. We've had great success with the clients that we have. Normally, most of our offices get 15 to 20 reviews a month, and within a year or so are at that 300 level.
That's killer. That's a really good, unique concept that you have, because I know quite a few doctors don't even have 10, let alone 300.
Yeah, it's really amazing, and it's really cool to start getting phone calls and hearing doctors tell me, oh my gosh, it's fun to see these reviews come, and we love it, and it makes us feel good, and it's great, but it actually brings in money. So when we hear our doctors call us and tell us, hey, Stuart, thanks, appreciate the service, this is actually getting the phone ringing and patients in the chair. It's been a really great thing.
Awesome. Yeah, with all the information out there, doctors out there, you'd be silly not to want to have 300. And if you don't have 300, I highly suggest that you call up Stuart. His name and number should be right above if you're watching on our site, or if you're watching on YouTube, it should be right below. But Stuart, you want to tell us how to contact you directly? Well, before they look at excuse me, above or below.
Absolutely. Thanks, Curtis. So go ahead and give me a call. My number is 805 490 3989. Again, 805 490 3989. Or feel free to email me. My email address is Stuart, Stuart, at Suite300, and that's spelled Suite, and then 300 is spelled out.com.
Awesome. Well, we're really glad to have you on here. And I did, by the way, just for all of you out there, I did twist Stuart's arm, and typically he charges for that initial setup fee to give you the whole program to get up and rolling. Stuart, are you going to still honor that free setup fee for these guys?
Absolutely, yeah. Well, and what we'd like to do is go beyond that, Curtis. We'd like to basically waive all the setup fees, and in fact, offer to work for them for free for 30 days, just so they have an opportunity to try it out risk-free. Dip their toes in the water, and see that this can really start, accelerating the process of them getting reviews and getting a lot of patients from it. Yeah.
So you'd be doing yourself a disservice. This is a free way to get 15 to 20 referrals. No setup charge involved. No monthly for the first month. Stuart, I didn't realize you'd be doing that for these guys. Thank you. I hope everyone sees the value in that. But we're really glad to have you on, Stuart. Any last words before we kick off here today?
That's all. Again, 300 reviews, accelerated, less than, average 15 to 20 reviews a month, and yeah, would love to work for you guys for free for a month, and look forward to talking to you guys.
Great. Well, as always, my name's Curtis Marshall. We're so glad to have Stuart on today, and we hope that everybody takes advantage of at least getting the 15 to 20 free referral reviews on their site. So until next time, I'm Curtis. Stuart, you want to say bye to these good folks?
Okay, thanks, guys. Take care.